We live in a generation where cameras are everywhere. Thanks to CCTVs and other devices, what you're about to see are some seriously shocking moments caught on tape. From bizarre happenings in public to jaw-dropping private incidents, these clips show it all. Get ready to see the unexpected and unscripted, capturing the wild, weird, and wow from around the world. Let's begin. Number 27. Little Girl in Red. Almost 9 years ago, CCTV footage from a Taiwanese alleyway captured a strange and unsettling event. You need your glasses in this video to see the apparition. A man was walking through the alleyway during heavy rain when a young girl in a red dress mysteriously appeared beside a parked van at the opposite end. Can you see that red color at the edge? A little is girl trying to peep and follow the man. As the footage continues, a motorbike passes by in the background. Upon closer inspection, it's becoming clear that the bike's wheels are passing through the girl's head. This video is even creepier due to the Taiwanese urban legend of the girl in red, a ghost of a young girl in a red dress who stalks and haunts her victims. Number 26. Unbothered Man on the road. The dashcam footage shows a semi-trailer swerving dangerously on a Russian road. Initially, the reason is unclear. Perhaps the truck was trying to avoid the man in front. Yes, right. A man in a lab coat suddenly appears in front of the truck, seemingly out of nowhere. Theories suggest this man might be a time-traveling scientist who miscalculated his teleportation. Upon closer inspection, you can see the man crossing the road in front of the truck. His calm and almost robotic reaction after nearly being hit is puzzling. It's unclear why the man was trying to cross the road. There seems to be nothing of interest on the other side. Are you starting to get the chills? We've only just begun. Number 25. Shaking Vans. The video shows two vans approaching an intersection in Qingtai, China. Suddenly, both vans are somehow lifted into the air and pushed backward, as if by a powerful gust of wind. You could see the other vehicles, including cars and motorcycles, in full stop, as if they could not believe what they're seeing. Other motor drivers next to them started to run away. The area clearly was not experiencing any natural disturbance, an earthquake or heavy winds. Every element was calm and in place, but not these two vans. What could have caused this strange phenomenon? What kind of force could have lifted two heavy vans so easily? Number 24. Aliens or agents. Do you believe in aliens? Have you ever seen strange, almost non-human creatures in the past? The first on the list will shock you. On the 14th of October in 2009, two witnesses claimed to have seen a large triangular object hovering above their hotel. They reported the strange sighting to the authorities. Shortly after, two mysterious men in black suits visited the hotel looking for the witnesses. Security camera footage shows the men entering the building. The staff members who spoke to the men described them as very pale, with no eyebrows or eyelashes and identical appearances. One staff member even suggested they wore wigs to cover their baldness. Both men had large, deep blue eyes and never blinked while speaking. This does not seem and sound like real human beings. Also, in the footage, the man on the left appears to have difficulty walking straight. Did the guests witness an alien spacecraft? Were the two men in black government agents sent to investigate the sighting? Or were they aliens trying to erase any knowledge of their existence? Number 23. Where is Elisa? Elisa Lam, a 20-year-old student, disappeared from the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles on January 2013. After failing to contact her parents, the police released elevator security footage to gather information. The footage showed Lam behaving strangely, as if hiding from someone or something. She entered the elevator, pressed buttons, and seemed to wait for the doors to close. She then lunged forward, looked down the hallway, and stood against the wall before exiting and re-entering the elevator. Finally, she exited and wandered off. The footage went viral online, with millions of views and comments. Some viewers believed the video had been edited before its release. They claimed that parts were slowed down, a minute of footage was removed, and the timestamp was obscured. This might have been done to protect the identity of someone involved in the disappearance, whether related or unrelated. Elisa's body was found in a water tank on the hotel's roof 19 days after she was first reported missing. Some people said the video was evidence of supernatural activity, and there are still conspiracy theories about Elisa's disappearance to this day. Hotel guests complained of black, strange-tasting water and low water pressure. Maintenance discovered Lam's body floating in one of the water tanks. Despite a thorough investigation, many questions about Lam's disappearance remain unanswered. The autopsy ruled her death accidental, but the 8-foot-high tanks on the roof were only accessible with a key and difficult to enter without a ladder. Various narratives have been proposed to explain Lam's disappearance, from murder to the unexplained. Her death has eerie similarities to the 2005 horror film Dark Water, where a mother and daughter discover a missing girl's body in a water tank. To this day, Elisa Lam's fate remains a mystery. Guests at the Stay on Main sued the hotel over the incident, and Lam's parents filed a separate suit later that year. The latter was dismissed in 2015. Number 22. The Ghost Woman. A mysterious video posted in 2014 by a man named Ted, a former police officer, claims a strange encounter. While responding to a domestic disturbance in Delray, Detroit, Ted heard unusual noises from a neighboring house. Approaching the burned-out, abandoned house, he panned the camera towards an old newspaper clipping and called out to see if anyone was inside. The house was very old, a total wreck, and palpably very spooky. Suddenly, a ghostly face appeared in the upstairs window before vanishing. It was like a 2-second appearance of someone who might be inside, of course. No one should be expected to still be living in that kind of place. The video later revealed the article was about Rose Veres, known as the Witch of Delray. Veres was suspected of murdering 12 men in the 1930s. Neighbors were too afraid to testify due to their belief in her supernatural powers. Could the ghostly face seen in the window be that of the infamous Delray witch? If not all of us, most have experienced seeing an unidentified figure or a frightening apparition. The next video will show you a parallel situation. Keep watching. Number 21. The mysterious figure. Do you feel the creeps in the hospital sometimes, especially when it's nighttime? There are hundreds of supernatural things that happen in hospitals around the world, and this is one of them. A video filmed in a Guadalajara hospital shows an orderly joking around when a mysterious dark figure appears by the window. The person filming investigates and enters an operating theater with the orderly. The table suddenly moves without explanation, and the startled pair quickly leave. The camera holder does a full 360-degree sweep of the empty room, finding no other entrance or exit for the shadowy figure. Could it be the ghost of someone who died in that operating room? Number 20. Man in the airport. The airport must be one of the busiest places in the world. Hundreds of thousands of travelers flock here, and sometimes they seem to ignore happenings and people around them. In July 2014, footage captured in Bulgaria showed a man named Lars Mittank entering an airport with his luggage. Initially, everything seemed normal. However, moments later, he ran out of the airport as if being chased by a certain person or someone. People around must be thinking he's pulling a prank or filming himself. The concerning part was that he left his bags behind and never went back for it. While this might not have been unusual for someone running through an airport, the story took a strange turn when CCTV cameras showed him running into a dense forest. What an odd turn of event. And it's a wonder how distant he must have tracked. Sadly, that was the last time anyone saw or heard from him. Reports surfaced that Mittank had gotten into a serious fight the night before, resulting in a severe head injury. This injury might have affected his brain, leading him to believe he was being chased by imaginary enemies. Their disagreement among experts and family members about the causes of Mittank's behavior and whether his paranoia was real. Mittank's mother and some doctors believe his unusual behavior was a side effect of the antibiotic Cifrozil. However, Kostov, a doctor, said that Mittank hadn't taken the medication and couldn't have experienced side effects. His mother also stated that he had no history of mental illness. A possible explanation for his conduct is an undiagnosed mental breakdown. Despite various theories, Mittank remains missing to this day. He was born on the 9th of February 1986. He was 28 when he disappeared and has been missing since. With the police unable to find Mittank. His mother, Sandra, hired a private investigator, Andreas Gutig. Gutig checked hospital records for unidentified patients but found no matches. Mittank's experience in hunting and trapping led some to believe he might survive outdoors. However, the intense summer heat and lack of food made this unlikely. His mother still believes he is alive, possibly with memory loss. About a year after his disappearance, a truck driver claimed to have seen him hitchhiking in Varna. There have been other reported sightings in different countries, but none have been confirmed. This makes him one of the most famous persons in the internet. Millions of people are aware of his disappearance. Thousands of reports and videos have made Lars Mittank a center of discussion. We can only hope he made it alive and safe somewhere. Number 19. Ghosts or what? Many people dismiss paranormal activity as fiction. However, CCTV footage has captured real-life paranormal moments. This clip from late 2022 shows two strange figures moving around, appearing like creatures from another different world. It's hard to classify them as ghosts, skinwalkers, or something else, but they definitely look very unusual. Whatever they are, they're undeniably creepy. Imagine walking alone at night and encountering these oddities. You wouldn't need any more proof to believe in the paranormal. Number 18. Moving chairs. The footage shows a woman alone in a driving school building late one evening. This happened in the country of Malaysia. Her partner had left after an argument. The woman must have not expected the next thing she was about to witness. Suddenly, strange things began to happen. The woman noticed her chair moving on its own, becoming terrified. She tried to grab her phone and leave, but it was too late. The chair moved again, startling her. This was a miserable moment for her since she was alone and at night felt helpless and in real shock. Before she could react, she passed out from shock and fear, getting more curious and confused. The next videos will give you the same reactions because of how strange they are. Sit tight. Number 17. The loud empty room. If not hospitals, empty schools, and haunted houses, hotels have been one of the perfect places for unusual things to happen. Yes, this footage from a hotel captured a strange incident. A guest noticed unusual noises coming from a room and reported it to hotel management. A security guard went to investigate the empty room, but the noises grew louder as they approached. Upon entering, the guard found the room in disarray, with the shower running and the rug pulled up. This left him in shock because they were expecting a person or a few in the room. The guard suspected the room might be haunted, despite not seeing anyone. If you look closely at the footage, you might see a dark figure leaving the room as the guard opens the door. Number 16. Angels on Earth. What comes to mind when you hear the word angel? Is it a positive thing? Many people debate the existence of angels. Some believe in them while others don't. However, this CCTV footage might change some minds. In truth, there are hundreds of unexplained videos on the internet with flying human-like and winged men looking like angels. The footage shows a creature that flew down and stayed on the ground for a while before flying away. It looks like a strange creature with large wings and appears to be made of bright light, similar to how people imagine angels. It did not do anything, move frantically, or intimidated witnesses. It was an abrupt one-of-a-kind moment for sure. Shortly after it flew away, men rushed to investigate the scene. If not for the footage, they wouldn't have evidence to show their colleagues who missed the strange occurrence. In a similar encounter, a video shows an apparent angel glowing in a mosque in Azerbaijan. Despite the low-quality phone camera, the video's authenticity is undeniable. This amazing footage has people questioning whether angels truly exist. Number 15. Silent chaos in the office. One thing people fear is having to work at night. Besides being alone, it could be a little darker and quieter. The next workday was going to be a long one for the office workers. In the early morning hours, while they were still asleep, it seemed there were one or two invisible visitors to the office, as seen on CCTV footage. The quiet computer room was disturbed when a chair started moving on its own. This continued for a while, and computer screens began to glitch. On another camera, an invisible figure appeared to be trying to open a door, and then all the doors joined in the strange activity. This was a terrifying sight for the night shift security guard who witnessed everything. When workers returned to find the office in a mess, they checked the footage to understand what happened. Number 14. Now You're Famous. The footage shows a man shopping in a mall, but his behavior is not common. As soon as he notices the security camera, he starts acting weird, flexing his muscles and even taking off his shirt. How many people do that? It seems he was trying to show off his physique, of course his great shape. The footage went viral online, and his well-built body is now seen everywhere. To be fair, there are actually a number of videos like this online when people get closer to cameras. Sometimes they talk to the camera, sometimes they dance, or just stare blankly at all. We can say that people do this for fame or just simply out of boredom. When the camera gets you, you can expect your face all over the internet the morning after, especially when you have put up an interesting show. Not only does surveillance cameras capture peculiar events, it is also most helpful for authorities in catching suspects and law offenders. The next video is absolutely the exact example. Number 13. The Bad Bike Rider. In Pakistan, CCTV footage captured a disturbing incident. A man riding a bike suddenly stopped and attacked a young girl walking alone. Thankfully, the girl screamed and resisted, forcing the man to let her go. Props for the little girl for thinking at the moment and doing the best move. The man's actions were caught on camera, and he is now in serious trouble. If he had known about the camera, he probably wouldn't have attempted the attack in broad daylight. His actions show his desperation and foolishness. Number 12. Gone by the Wind. A horrible footage shows a shopping mall losing its roof in less than a minute. On a seemingly calm day with strong winds, the roof was lifted off the large building like feathers. A person in a car witnessed the unsettling event. Imagine the panic of those inside the mall when they suddenly realized the roof was missing. Many people would feel like they were in a nightmare. Most of the time, this happens during natural calamities such as typhoons, earthquakes, and tsunamis. Number 11. Someone in the elevator. The elevator might be the most scary and miserable place to experience a horrifying situation. It's either you're alone or you can get trapped and could not easily get out. The clip shows two men walking towards an elevator. They enter and continue their conversation. Nothing seems unusual until they exit, and a strange, old-looking man appears. The man seems to have suddenly appeared from behind one of the guys. The two men walk away, unaware of the ghostly figure that accompanied them in the elevator. Could this be a frequent phenomenon in elevators? Possibly. This gets worse, especially when you have to get down or up from several floors. When you find yourself stuck in an elevator, remember to stay calm, use emergency call buttons, ring the alarm, try the open button, try communicating with people outside, and wait patiently. Number 10. Adventures in a Hospital. We're on to another hospital horror story. A group of nurses working the night shift at a hospital decided to spice up their boring routine by exploring the abandoned, haunted ER floor. Known for its numerous patient deaths, especially among children, the floor was feared by everyone. Despite the rumors, the nurses decided to venture into the haunted ER. As they entered, the first thing they saw was a creepy doll in hospital gear. Laughing it off, they continued exploring other rooms. Things got scary when a male nurse entered a dark room and found something moving on its own. He quickly ran out to tell the others, who were still skeptical. More creepy events followed, ending their adventure. It was not impossible to believe because the room seemed calm and empty, even the wind or air unable to move anything in there. A little bit of trivia. Did you know that the most haunted hospital in the United States was the Linda Vista in East Los Angeles? It is believed to be filled with spirits and ghosts, but never were these claims confirmed. It has rose to fame because it's often used in horror movies. After the Linda Vista ceased operating as a hospital, it began a second career as a popular location for movie locations. Abandoned or not, the building still had beautiful Mission Revival architecture and lots of leftover hospital equipment. How many times did you have a virtual meeting during the pandemic, or maybe online classes? This video will make you look closely at your friends during online conferences. Number 9. The virtual meeting. In a strange incident during a live video chat, a man's uninvited and unknown housemate unexpectedly appeared in the background. The man was so focused on the video chat that he didn't notice the creepy figure behind him. One of his friends pointed out the strange occurrence, and the man replayed the footage to show everyone. The video clearly showed a paranormal creature living with him, proving the existence of ghosts, or maybe not, but the three of his friends knew what they saw and believed it to be a strange moving figure. In fact, it was fast and black in color. You would think it was a black cat or dog, but he's without pets and just alone inside the room. Next time you're on an online call, You might want to turn the lights on or make sure you're with someone if you're a scared cat. In a social banter between netizens talking about ghosts in Zoom meetings, some have shared their disbelief in this possibility. They believe that the moving objects and figures were just effects of the camera and virtual backgrounds. Others commented that it is possible and have been happening since then. Some people even hear ghosts and strange sounds in the middle of conversations. Number 8. The singing ghost. Do you have a child in his or her own room? Or maybe you have a sibling who sleeps on his own. The next video will make you want to go to them after this and just hug and reassure them. A little girl was playing with her dolls late one night when something strange happened. As captured by a CCTV camera, she heard a familiar song coming from under her bed. Curious, she crawled under the bed to investigate. Soon she began screaming and appeared to be being dragged under the bed by something unseen. Her mother rushed in and saved her from the mysterious force. Despite searching under the bed, they couldn't find anything that could have been dragging the child. The music continued from under the bed until they left the room. Number 7. The balloon and the stranger. The video shows strange paranormal events that occurred in a haunted school. You held it right. What made the school haunted and scary? The school was built on a cemetery, which is believed to be why it's haunted. One night, a janitor was cleaning the classrooms when they witnessed a peculiar occurrence. A leftover balloon from a student party began moving on its own, as if it had a mind of its own. The janitor's camera then captured a dark creature, possibly a ghost, zooming outside the glass window. Number 6. Siblings crime. In a Massachusetts store, a pair who did seem like a regular harmless couple appeared to be having a good time and seen having fun in the store's comfort room. Although these acts are not always tolerated, especially when couples stay in a single closet, the two were not halted. Surprisingly, what was thought overs were actually siblings. People thought they were up to doing silly things in there, but that was not the whole story. The siblings were disappointingly robbers. Since the store people have heard strange sounds coming from their location, the staff started alerting the police. To their surprise, upon police arrival, the suspicious siblings were trying to steal a television screen. They were deliberately putting up a show at first, so as to evade and confuse the monitoring cameraman. They are for sure tricky. Number 5. The dog or the man. The footage shows a man being chased by a dog, seemingly seeking revenge. The man runs as fast as he can to avoid the angry dog. The incident reminds us of the time an angry hen knocked down a big man. The man in the footage listened to his impulsive thoughts and was caught on camera destroying the wet concrete floor after work. People thought the dog was the culprit, when all this time it was the furious man. This raises questions about his motives and whether such actions should be considered a crime. Number 4. Bad day it is. The footage shows a woman having a terrible day. She tripped and fell down the stairs as she was leaving her home. To make things worse, but honestly more hilarious, a man who tried to help her also tripped and fell. The car, which had the handbrake off, started moving on its own, adding to the chaos. Luckily, they managed to stop the car from crashing. This is one of the funny videos out there where a single slip has led to a domino effect. Well, this reminds us to be careful in our moves, especially for toddlers and seniors. According to a study, falling downstairs accidents account for about 1 million injuries each year in the United States. This makes them the second leading cause of accidental injuries. Additionally, these falls result in an average of 12,000 deaths annually. Number 3. Thanks, I did a selfie. A man went fishing and thankfully escaped becoming an alligator's lunch. After catching fish, he tried to show off and take a selfie. Thanks to his camera, he saw an alligator emerging from the water and crawling towards him. He quickly ran away and escaped unharmed. He can thank his camera for saving his life that day. Speaking of selfies, did you know how many selfie-related accidents, even deaths, occurred in the past years all over the world? Hundreds of them. In 2014, the so-called Year of the Selfie, 33,000 people were injured while driving and using a cell phone in some fashion, which can include talking, listening, and manual button control actuation. A 2015 survey found that 4% of all drivers admitted to taking selfies while driving. A study found that 259 people died while taking selfies between 2011 and 2017. India had the most selfie deaths, followed by Russia, the United States, and Pakistan. The average age of those who died was 23, and most of the victims were male. So, the next time you're planning to take a selfie, make sure you're in a safe area and definitely not driving. Number 2. The haunted house. The footage captured is one of the creepiest ever seen. Why? It happened in a believed haunted house. How many of us were extremely curious about the abandoned house in the streets and have wandered close by with our friends when we were kids? I bet you did too. These houses are perhaps the most common locations of horror films and documentaries. A man living in a haunted house by a little girl's ghost shares his experiences. He hears a child's voice and cries but never sees anyone. Sometimes he sees a child knocking on the door but finds no one when he opens it. His videos provide evidence of the haunting presence in his home. Surprisingly, he just keeps on filming and discovering a number of frightening scenes. Does he have plans to move, or he's there for the thrill? If someone starts to act strangely, would you help that person? Watch out for the Good Samaritans in the next video. Number 1. Was she possessed? The footage shows a woman shopping in a mall when a mysterious item falls behind her. After replacing it, she behaves strangely, as if possessed. She drops her items and moves uncontrollably. 2 other shoppers notice her distress and try to help. At first, it was actually just a single person a little close to her who was trying not to notice, but the woman seemed attacked by an invisible force needing help. She screams twice, the second even louder, pushing back onlookers. The man in black tries to restrain her, but she struggles and screams again, causing objects in the store to move and the security camera to flicker. Other customers help her to her feet and escort her away. The woman was not left alone. As you can see, the civilians were not just simply bystanders. They made sure to get involved and reach out to the woman. We have reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed these bizarre footages caught in surveillance. As we delve into these incredible moments, it's a reminder of how unpredictable life can be. Whether in the hustle of a busy city street or the privacy of someone's home, these captured incidents reveal raw, unfiltered reality. Sometimes, the unexpected happens right before our eyes, and thanks to the power of cameras, we get a glimpse into these fleeting moments that would otherwise go unnoticed. So, sit back, stay intrigued, and keep your eyes peeled, because what you're about to witness is nothing short of extraordinary. Let the shocking, bizarre, and unbelievable unfold before you. Write something in the comment if you have experienced similar encounters, like share and watch the next video right on your screen.